Blessings, blessings.
Welcome.
Hello, coast to coast and all the ships at sea.
Today is the 29th day in the counting of the Omer from Passover to Shavuot, and it is also Pesach Sheni.
Oh,
So the full moon of
remember
Iyar,
we used to do a Pesach Sheni every year?
Yerushalmi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he did it, and he chanted all the Sephardic melodies. He was from Istanbul, wonderful human being. Invited us into his home, and
We loved them.
Pesach Sheni is
I took every class he offered.
if you miss Passover for good reason the first time, there's a second chance
Yeah,
because you have to have Pesach.
great.
You have to have Pesach. So if you can't do it for whatever reason the first time, the next full moon gives you an opportunity to have Pesach Sheni, the second Passover.
I mean,
And that would be tonight.
yeah. You want to do it?
Maybe.
I'm going to
But
tell you
we
something else. Now that we talked about our beloved teachers, I like to mention that we're moving into the orbit of Bar Yochai, the paradigm of the mystic teachers, the Jewish mystic teachers,
when we get to Lag BaOmer, the 33rd
the
day of the
33rd
counting
day,
of the Omer.
which is what I call the Jewish mystic teachers, is those who really taught from the deepest place, that integrated head and heart, in Maimonides' language. Did I tell you I was having a conversation with Maimonides the other day, and he mentioned this to me, that you seek the teachers, the really special teachers that know how to integrate head and heart, because he was criticized for being too much head, Maimonides. He said, but they were wrong about me. He was a physician. He says, I taught the whole body principle, spirit and soul, mind, body, all integrated. This is what I taught. This is what I learned, and this is what I taught. And so,
Yeah, you can't separate. And Judy, I mean, some traditions do. Some ascetic traditions do separate the body, right? The
yeah,
physical from the spiritual, but ours doesn't.
no,
In Judaism, it's really all
it's our,
integrated. It's all one.
it's our aspiration
Mhm.
to make that integration and
To make the
head and
integration.
heart. And actually, we have a tripartite. If we quote Rabbi Nachman, there's a tripartite division. There's mind, and there's heart,
Mm.
and there's soul. And we look for the teachers that are able to teach to the soul and to speak to the heart, sometimes eluding the mind, because the mind often interferes. This was Rabbi Nachman's take on that. It was tripartite:
Because the mind does
mind,
interfere.
soul, and heart. I thought that's
Yeah.
a really interesting comment on that. And also, I like to say that about the mystic teachers, we look for those teachers that are really something special, really bringing something from the deepest places. And we call those the Jewish mystic teachers. I wrote a piece about that, by the way. And now that we're in the orbit of Bar Yochai, I think we should start talking about Shimon Bar Yochai throughout the week as we move up to his holiday.
Yeah.
Shimon Bar Yochai, he was first and second century, a Tana, we call him. And his name was the Zohar. He and his Chevraya, his community of friends, they were teaching to each other. And the Zohar is written, some of it in that form, the form of his teachings of Bar Yochai. And Bar Yochai is supposedly Rabbi Akiva's teacher, and it's very special stuff. And so this piece is called The Elevator. The door opens once every 19 years. The elevator operator asks, with whom would you like to learn today? I choose Bar Yochai, the paradigm of all the mystic teachers. He appears nowadays within. Or the prophet Elijah, who taught the holy Ari in secret. Or the holy Ari, who learned with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Or Maimonides, who taught me how to think with my heart. Or Luzzatto, the Italian, who memorized all the teachings of the Ari when Lusata was 14 years old. Or the Baal Shem Tov, who was tutored by Baal Shems until he was 36, and he emerged. Or the fourth grade teacher who taught me respect and to create out of sadness. From the holy Ari, I will learn to read out foreheads and hands, to know faces, especially when they change. From the Baal Shem Tov, how to listen and create remedies. From Bar Yochai, how to occupy myself with the needs of others. How to be a good student for my teachers, a good teacher for my students. From the prophet Elijah, I will learn readiness and eagerness. From Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, I will learn to pray at different times of day. I might ask to spend a time with the last of my great teachers who taught me to sing the wisdom and speak the poetry, who will teach me again to be enchanted by everything. And by the way, today, this week, today is the 29th day, which is 3 weeks and 8 days of the counting of the Sphira. It's the energies of Hod. The week is given to Hod, which is a humility, a humility. And today, especially Chesed within Hod. Chesed means loving kindness,
Unconditional,
pure giving.
pure grace, chesed, within Hod.
Day of serious humility. Good day to listen.
And recognizing that with the Pesach Sheni, the second Passover, we get second chances.
Amen,
Yeah.
my beloved.
And, everybody needs a second chance sometimes.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. Did we tell you that enough?
That's nice. So have a great day,
See you
everyone,
tomorrow.
and we'll keep counting.
Ciao, babies.
Make every day count.